Imagine a simple tool, something as ordinary as a comb, twisted into an instrument of unimaginable horror. Not for grooming hair, but for raking flesh from bone, layer by agonizing layer. This isn't the stuff of nightmares or Hollywood fiction. It's real, etched into the annals of history. Today, we delve into the harrowing tale of the iron comb, the device that became synonymous with the martyrdom of Saint Blaise. A story of faith tested in fire, of a man who healed others only to endure the ultimate suffering himself. Stick with me as we uncover the brutality that turned a bishop into a saint. And ask yourself, could you withstand such torment for what you believe? Saint Blaise emerged from the mists of the late 3rd century in Sebaste, a rugged town in Armenia under Roman rule. Trained as a physician, he possessed a rare gift for healing. His hands, steady and kind, coaxed life back into the dying. He mended broken limbs with splints fashioned from branches, brewed herbal remedies to quell fevers that ravaged villages, and whispered words of comfort to the afflicted. But Blaise's true vocation lay in the spirit. He rose to become bishop, shepherding a secret flock of Christians in an age when faith was forbidden fruit. The Roman Empire, under emperors like Diocletian, viewed Christians as threats to the pagan order. Persecutions swept the land like wildfires. Believers burned at stakes, thrown to lions in roaring arenas, or crucified along dusty roads as warnings. Blaise's miracles drew attention. Tales spread of him curing a child blinded by disease, restoring speech to the mute, even taming wild beasts that terrorized farms. One poignant legend recounts a desperate mother bringing her son, choking on a fishbone lodged deep in his throat. Blaise placed his hands on the boy's neck, prayed fervently, and the bone dislodged, the child gasping in relief. This act would echo through centuries, but in his time, it marked him as a target. As the noose tightened, Blaise retreated to a cave in the mountains, living on berries and stream water, ministering to animals that sought him out as if sensing his sanctity. Wolves and bears lay at his feet, healed of wounds by his touch. But betrayal came. Informants whispered his location to Licinius's soldiers. They stormed the cave at dawn, their boots crunching on gravel. Swords drawn. Blaise surrendered without resistance, his eyes calm amid the chaos. Ropes bound his wrists, cutting into skin already calloused from prayer. They dragged him down the rocky path, thorns slashing his legs, stones bruising his knees. Blood trickled from cuts, mixing with dust to form a gritty paste. The march to Sebaste was a prelude to pain, jeers from crowds, spits landing on his face, the weight of chains dragging him low. In prison, the air was thick with moans from fellow Christians, the floor damp and crawling with vermin. Blaise's healing skills were mocked. Guards denied him water, letting thirst crack his lips, foreshadowing the greater thirst for mercy that would never come. The iron comb loomed as the centerpiece of his ordeal, a device that transformed innocence into instrument of hell. Crafted from forged iron, it was broad as a forearm, its handle thick for a firm grip, the head studded with rows of hooked prongs, some straight like needles, others curved to latch and pull. In peaceful times, such combs carded wool, separating matted fibers with rough efficiency, preparing them for spinning. Farmers used them daily, the teeth combing through fleece without a thought to human application. But the Romans, masters of perversion, saw potential for terror. They adapted it for the arena of pain, sharpening the prongs to razor edges, ensuring each tooth could pierce skin and hook muscle beneath. The weight, several pounds, meant every stroke required force, driving the teeth deeper, making escape impossible. Historical chronicles describe it as a flesh rake, used on saints and rebels alike. Its design allowing torturers to control the depth of wounds, prolonging life while maximizing suffering. No quick death, This was a canvas for slow, deliberate destruction. They prepared Blaise with ritualistic cruelty. Guards stripped him naked, his body shivering in the chill draft. They chained him to a wooden post, arms raised high, stretching his back taut like a drum skin. The skin there, unscarred and pale, was about to become a map of misery. The chief torturer, a burly man with scarred hands, hefted the comb, its teeth catching the light like fangs. He pressed it against Blaise's upper back, the cold metal sending a shock through his body. With a heave, he dragged it downward. The prongs bit in, first puncturing the epidermis with a sharp sting, then hooking into the dermis, tearing it free in jagged strips. Blood welled instantly, hot and slick, running in rivulets down his spine. The pain was immediate and overwhelming, a burning rip that spread like lightning, every nerve firing in protest. Blaise's muscles spasmed, his breath catching in a ragged gasp. The sound was horrific, a wet, grinding tear, flesh parting from flesh, the comb's teeth scraping against ribs with a bone-chilling grate. They didn't pause. The next stroke overlapped the first, reopening wounds before they could clot. Skin peeled away in long ribbons, exposing pink muscle beneath, quivering and raw. The agony intensified. Each pull felt like fire ants burrowing deep, the exposed nerves screaming at the air's touch. Blood splashed the floor, mixing with sweat that stung like acid in the gashes. Blaise's vision swam, spots dancing before his eyes as shock set in. His knees buckled, but the chains held him up, forcing him to endure. The torturers rotated, fresh arms ensuring no mercy from fatigue. They raked his sides, the comb's teeth catching on hip bones, tearing lateral muscles with a sickening pop. Flesh hung in tatters, some strips dangling like macabre decorations. The smell was overpowering, coppery blood, the acrid tang of fierce sweat. Blaise's throat raw from suppressed cries. He bit his lip until it bled, mixing his own blood with the flow. Waves of nausea rolled through him, his stomach heaving, but there was no relief. Hours stretched into eternity, the comb clogging with gore, cleared with a casual shake before resuming. His back was a ruin, bones glinting white amid the red, every breath pulling on torn tissue, sending fresh bolts of pain. Yet, through this hell, Blaise prayed, his voice a broken murmur. "Lord, have mercy on my tormentors." His faith was the only armor left, shielding his soul as his body was dismantled. The iron comb's work done, they unchained him, his body collapsing in a heap of blood and agony. Guards kicked him, boots landing on raw wounds, eliciting fresh screams he could no longer stifle. They whipped him next, lashes cracking across the flayed skin, salt embedded in the thongs to amplify the burn. The pain layered upon pain, a crescendo of suffering that blurred the world into red haze. Dragged to a frozen lake for drowning, Blaise's mangled form stepped onto the ice. Legend claims he walked on water, his faith defying physics, the guards' arrows missing their mark. Furious, they hauled him back, forcing him to kneel. The sword rose, glinting, and fell with a whistle. The blade bit through neck, severing vertebrae in a spray of arterial blood. His head tumbled, eyes still open in peaceful defiance, body slumping as life ebbed in a final gush. Blaise died in 316 AD. His remains scattered, but witnesses carried his story, igniting faith across the empire. From this visceral horror blossomed a legacy that defied the grave. The iron comb, tool of his destruction, became a sacred symbol, carried in processions, etched in gold on altars, a reminder that suffering could be sanctified. Churches rose in his name from Armenia to Europe, where his relics, bones said to heal, drew pilgrims. His feast day, February 3rd, transformed the comb's legacy. Priests invoke him with crossed candles at throats, blessing against chokes and ills. Through Saint Blaise's intercession, may God preserve you from throat ailments and all harm. This rite, performed annually, ties his miracle with the choking boy to everyday fears, parents bringing children with sore throats, the faithful seeking protection from coughs or cancers. Blaise's miracles multiplied in lore. He healed a wolf-wounded pig for a widow, the animal trotting back at his command. In his cave, beasts gathered like disciples, a lion with a thorn in its paw limping out cured. Posthumously, he appeared in visions, curing plagues and protecting flocks. Sailors invoked him against storms, weavers against tangled threads, a nod to the comb's wool origins. In medieval times, guilds honored him, his image on banners during festivals. Today, in a world of medical marvels, his story endures in hospitals named for him, in prayers whispered before surgeries. His patronage extends to animals, a comfort for pet owners facing loss. Why cling to this tale of torment in our modern age? Because Blaise's suffering mirrors our own battles, chronic pain, grief, injustice, that test the soul. The Iron Comb reminds us cruelty exists from ancient arenas to today's conflicts, but resilience prevails. His unyielding faith inspires those facing persecution, illness, or doubt. Imagine a cancer patient enduring chemotherapy's burn, drawing strength from Blaise's raked flesh, or a refugee fleeing violence, echoing his cave exile. The story urges introspection. What pains do you bear, and what belief sustains you? It's a universal narrative of transformation, agony forging sanctity, weakness birthing power. As the Iron Comb's echoes fade, reflect on its dual nature, destroyer turned emblem of victory. Blaise's blood-soaked path shows the human spirit's indomitable force, turning tools of hate into testimonies of love. If this gripped you, share below. What trial has tested your resolve? Like and subscribe for more stories where history's horrors reveal timeless truths. Until next time, carry Blaise's lesson. Even in the comb's grasp, faith can set you free.